Out of Left Field is brought to you in part by Coordinated Health, Hazleton Campus.
Welcome to this Out of Left Field special edition. I'm Ken Cara from Out of Left Field, and from out of the SSP studio, from out of the octagon, the counterpunch, Eric Poli joins us for this edition because we're getting ready, John, for Hazleton Night here at PNC Field. It's becoming a tradition. Third year that they're going to do it here in Music. It is August 3rd. It's a Friday night this year, so you said you're pretty pumped
awesome.
up.
Yeah, last year was on a Thursday, and which was nice. Thursday was nice, but we all had a good time. It's like, oh, we still have work tomorrow. At least now you get the weekend to relax. All right, so we have a pretty good show lined up for you today. We're going to sit down with Josh Olerud. He is the president and GM here with the Railriders. We're going to hear from him, hear what he does, and he's also going to talk Yankees and Railriders baseball. And we're also going to talk with a few players from the Railriders, and there's a special gift for Josh and the players at the end of their interviews.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun here today, and I'm happy that we're starting in the GM's office right now with my interview with Josh Olerud. Kicking things off with the man in charge, Josh Olerud, General Manager and President of the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders. We'll get into Hazleton Night on August 3rd, but Josh, I was talking about your job and what it entails, and you said you're kind of an amateur meteorologist, and since we've been here, you've checked the computer at least not 18, that's an over-exaggeration, but at least 10 times watching the weather, so that's an important part of the job?
Yeah, I mean, not just for kind of informing our team as to what to expect, or, you know, if it disrupts our pregame workouts, but also the way we staff our events, certain things that are going to, you know, happen tonight, whether it's pregame or in-game or fireworks. The weather becomes a big player, so yeah, the amateur weather title becomes pretty official here, but things are clearing up tonight, so it's looking pretty good.
Nice, another part of the job, and I was glad when we first started this process for the show. You said, do you want to go near the field? Do you want to go in my office? I'm so happy we chose office because you have so many cool things in here. You've accumulated some stuff over your years in baseball and other sports that is featured here as well. Do you have a favorite piece that's featured in your office, or?
Probably the one where I got to meet the president. We hosted
see that.
Yeah, we hosted a rally for the president when I was in Virginia, and that was a pretty special moment to just be a part of it. But then the opportunity to actually greet him as he got off his helicopter was pretty neat. So yeah, it's got its perks, you know. Not always baseball. Sometimes we get lucky and get to do some fun stuff like that too.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. If I could say my favorite, I like your Mike. Is this signed by Mike Tyson? The Mike Tyson's
Punch-Out? Yeah, we got the Mike Tyson. We got the Bo Jackson one. So yeah, it brings back the glory days of Nintendo.
Were you good at Mike Tyson's Punch-Out?
I got the cheater code. I can get to him. You know, I never really. I don't think I ever knocked him out. I've never met anybody that could beat me at a Tecmo Bowl. So that's the one I hang my hat on.
Josh, you know what? We're going to do another segment because on Out of Left Field, I challenged one of the Hazleton Area High School basketball kids. Now, they never played Nintendo before, but I'm undefeated in Tecmo Bowl, the original, with Bo Jackson as well. I have my Bo Nose shirt, but that could be another segment. I think me and you could square up. Have you seen talent like this? You've been around minor league baseball for a while, but like the Yankees have been able to pump out the last few years through their farm system and then up into the majors.
No, I have not. You know, and I was a part of a franchise in Washington when, you know, they were the bottom of the barrel in the National League, back-to-back first picks in the first round of Harper and Strasburg, you know, and got to see those guys come through, which was awesome. And they're, you know, they're superstars. But every time one of the Judges and Sanchez's and Severinos go up, there's another guy behind that's very touted. He's a very highly profiled athlete, and they just, as they go up, they keep producing. So, you know, the next man up thing is really, it's true here, and we have a great group here, and they're winning in Trenton and they're winning down in Tampa. So I don't see we call it the Scranton shuttle. I don't see it getting any depleted. You know, I think as our guys are going up, we're having guys come in here and they're playing exceptionally well. And there's probably 4 or 5 guys on this team that deserve to be on a major league roster, and there's just not room for them. So they have something really special, and you know, it's not really lightning in a bottle. I think they got something that's sustainable, and I think that they're going to be the contenders for a while, and it's going to be a fun part to be, you know, a part of that process and be an important part of that process.
When did you come on with the team? How many seasons have you been here now?
I got here in the fall of 2015.
2015, all right. So Hazleton Night started, this will be the 3rd season.
Yeah.
How much did you know about the city to the south when you come up here to Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and
Not a lot, you know. I met Russ that fall as he was working with some of our athletes with Railrider University, and you know, he came on board as an executive. So I think it was my job to kind of take him under his wing to show him like the business side of baseball, and spending some time in Hazleton or learning about it, before that, it was intriguing because there's been some quality athletes that have come there. They love their baseball. You got Joe Madden. I was like, some of the smaller cities that I've worked for in franchises, these community nights are huge pillars into building our attendance and building a fan base. So, with Russ's help, we're like, let's give it a go with this. And overwhelming, success the first year. Reggie Jackson was a part of it the first year, and then so on and so forth to get to year 3. It's been fun, and I think the fans of Hazleton are looking forward to it now. I know that when I talk to Russ, it's always, when's Hazleton night? When's our night? So I think there's a little bit of ownership now. I think that if they don't make it to many games, they at least make it to that one, and we continue to have some fun with it.
All right, well, Josh, we're going to test your Hazleton knowledge in a little bit. Eric Poli has a little Hazleton quiz for you. We'll see how you even stack up against one of the players. I think you'll be all right. You've been here a little bit. Anything else you want to add about the night? Invite fans to come on out and just enjoy.
Yeah, bring your eating shoes, if that's a word. I mean, we're gonna have a lot of fun with with T&L that night to bring out some different varieties of pierogies, pierogi eating contests. We want to get as many little leaguers on the field as we possibly can, so please reach out if your team hasn't. But we just want people to come out there and enjoy it. There's gonna be fireworks that night. There's nothing more than American than fireworks, baseball on a Friday night, and we're hoping that everybody gets a chance to come out and just have some fun. If you see me walking the concourse, make sure you say hi, and yeah, hopefully we'll win that night.
So do you know what goes on with the pierogies? I mean, it's just like they're gonna be giving out pierogies, or do we know detail? We're pretty early on here. This is June,
yeah,
so
we,
I mean,
the very first year we wanted to see by doing different kind of funky kind of styles of them. Like I think we were. There was buffalo, and there was a bunch of different ones that are non-traditional. You want to see how the fans responded, see which ones they like the most, so you can kind of get a platter of all of them. And we had a voting process, and I think we did more pierogies in that night than we did in the 4 months before that. People were just going nuts over them, and then so we haven't released the flavors yet, but I know that our staff and their staff are working to make it fun.
We're gonna get ready and hit our first break, and when we do, John, where should I go eat here at PNC Field? You're here a lot.
I was at the chicken tenders, or one of the local stands here. I like buffalo chicken, so they dip it in the hot sauce for you. There you get a little side of fries with it. It's pretty good.
All right, so we're gonna get some food. We will be right back after this.
Out of Left Field is brought to you in part by Coordinated Health, Hazleton Campus.
Welcome back to this Out of Left Field special edition coming to you from PNC Field in Moosic. Getting ready for Hazleton Night, which is going to be held right here on August 3rd. It's a Friday night. Come out, make the whole community proud, show your Hazleton pride, support the Railriders. John, we also found out it's pierogi night. T&L pierogies, there's going to be different flavors of pierogies. You could vote for your favorite, and going to be some special uniforms too.
Speaking of pierogi night though, Kenny, they're gonna have different kind of flavors. Do you ever have buffalo pierogies? I know I said like buffalo chicken before, so I guess it's kind of a theme
you got
here.
buffalo everything. No, I never had the buffalo.
Oh my God, they're amazing. When I was in college, the cafeteria used to serve a couple of different types of pierogies. One of them was buffalo. They're awesome. I hope they have them. If they do, I'm gonna eat them nonstop, no doubt about it.
But John, what's up next? What are we doing now?
All right, so coming up now, you're gonna actually sit down with a couple players and you're gonna talk to them, do a round of Know Your Teammate with 2 of them, see who wins there, and you're gonna also present the players with a special gift.
Absolutely. Let's check out our player interviews right now.
Welcome one and all to this latest round of Know Your Teammate. Let's meet our contestants. Justice Sheffield is a starting pitcher for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders. In high school, he was named the Gatorade National Player of the Year, and now he's working his way to the majors.
You've had success from when you were little. I mean, I watched your story, your background a little bit. You're the Gatorade National Player of the Year. How big was that for you? Was it a confidence boost? Was it a humbling thing? How much did it shape you into what you are today? Because you did get so much media attention, and then you just gotta, I guess, live up to that.
Yeah. I mean, when I won that, it was more of one of those things where like, if you put your mind to it, you can get stuff done. Because I know that my junior year, I was a nominee for the Tennessee Player of the Year, and then my senior year, I knew I wanted to win it, and luckily had a good year and ended up winning it. So it was just one of those things where it really told me that I could set goals, and if I work hard enough, then hopefully I can accomplish them.
Justice will face his toughest test in a round of Know Your Teammate against Railriders catcher Kyle Higashioka. As a catcher, Kyle has to keep his wits sharp.
During a game in that, there's people on base, what are you thinking about? Like, how crazy is your mind even during a game as you're calling pitches, knowing the situation? You're a very good defensive catcher, so you're looking at who's moving around. Is it stressful, or do you like that?
You know, I prefer when no one's on base, but I mean, you get used to it, and you know, it's all kind of know what your kind of mental checklist is every pitch. So.
Were you always a good defensive catcher, or is that something you really concentrate on as you? And were you always a catcher, or did you play a different position growing up?
As a kid, I played a lot of shortstop and pitcher, but I was eventually deemed too slow to play any other position but catcher. So.
Have you improved your speed at all, or are you still like?
No,
no,
that's out the window.
You're gonna lose the race on the team in that.
Okay, Kyle may not win a foot race against Justice, but maybe he'll win Know Your Teammate. We did give Justice a half of a point for answering this unofficial question.
How do I say Kyle's last name?
Higashioka.
Okay, so you passed number 1 on Know Your Teammate.
Now here's the first official question for Justice. What is Kyle's favorite food?
If I had to guess, I would probably say probably steaks.
0 for 1.
Oh yeah, Spam musubi.
So explain what that is. It's sushi with.
It's like a Spam sushi roll.
All right.
Like a piece of Spam, you know, fried in teriyaki sauce or whatever, and then inside rice and seaweed.
Where can I get that around Scranton? Is there anywhere, or is
Probably
this like you have to go
not.
back home? Where's the closest you think you can go to get this?
I'm not sure. I think the restaurant up the hill might have it actually.
Really?
Akita. They might have it, but I'm not certain. It's more of a Hawaiian thing.
Justice's favorite food is sushi, and Kyle knew that, so he leads 1 to 1/2 point. Let's see if Kyle can go 2 for 2. What's Justice's favorite kind of music?
I think he loves Drake. I think that's his favorite artist. I can't be certain, but I'm pretty sure that that's it.
Another correct answer, and Justice also got this question right. Kyle loves rock DTW. So can Justice keep the pressure on Kyle by getting this final question right?
I got 2 strikes on the guy. What pitch do you think he's calling for you to throw to get the out?
Back foot slider.
Back foot
For
slider?
sure.
So it all comes down to this, the same question for Kyle.
So he has 2 strikes on somebody. I said, what pitch is Kyle going to call for you to get that guy out?
He's calling the slider.
That's correct. Kyle Higashioka is our latest Know Your Teammate champion. Let's see what he won.
I wanted to present you, I don't know if there's a rule with the Yankees. If there is, you can tell me, like, don't feed the baseball players. But since it is Hazleton Night, you talked about your favorite food. We're going to present you with this box of our cool deli-style pizza
Thank you.
from a restaurant back home. You can give it to the team yourself,
cool.
keep it for whatever, but we thought you would toss it back there. But enjoy, please.
Cool.
Personally, I think a box of Frankie's cold pizza is better than any championship ring, but that's just me. Thank you all for watching, and get out to Hazleton Night at PNC Field in Music on August 3rd and support Kyle Higashioka and Justice Sheffield and the rest of the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders. Until next time, this has been Know Your Teammate.
What's one experience in minor league baseball you're like, I can't believe that I want to say they do some crazy things in minor league baseball. Were you a part of something where you're like, I'm going to get to the majors one day and I'm going to miss the pig race that happened in Scranton or something? Was there something you're like, I can't believe I just witnessed this?
I mean, you see it all the time. The on-field things that we do, or some places do a really good job. Actually, last year when I was in Trenton, I forgot the group's name, but they came and I was a part of the skit. I had to dance out on the field and everything, so that was pretty cool. But just the memories overall. Minor league baseball, on and off the field, you create memories with a bunch of guys that you barely even know that you come together and you play with for 6 months. So just the memories all in all. I've been blessed.
You're from Tullahoma.
Tullahoma.
Yeah. Your hometown seemed like it meant a lot to you. We're getting ready, we're promoting Hazleton Night, my hometown, where I was born and raised. How important is that to your story? I mean, do you still think about that as you're living here in Scranton? I mean, your hometown and family seemed like it was a big influence on you.
For sure. I mean, that's all I know, really. I've lived on the same street, same house ever since I was a little kid. So, in my community, it's a great community. They've always had my back. They've had my brother's back, and David Hess, he's a guy who's with the Orioles right now, pitching the big leagues. So, very supportive community. So, anytime I can give back or do something for them or shout them out, it's the least I could do.
We're doing this all for Hazleton Night. Our community wants to come up here to support you guys. We're just south of here. How much does your hometown mean to you? I mean, do you still think about it? You're from California?
Yeah. Yeah, Huntington Beach. I mean, Huntington Beach will always be a special place for me because, you know, it's where I grew up. I got a lot of memories there. I love surfing, so I mean, it's a great surf spot. So it's, you know, the weather's great. So.
Have you surfed on the East Coast at all?
No, not yet.
I was down at Cocoa Beach in Florida, and that's supposed to be the East Coast capital. I'm like, the waves don't seem that big, and I'm sure
They're not
I
that
think if
big.
you're from the West Coast,
it's a
you're
longboard
like,
spot, so
Yeah,
you don't really need like huge waves, but it's just certain days, you have to go on the right day.
It's almost game night tonight, but remember, August 3rd is going to be Hazleton Night here at PNC Field. John, I think we'll take another break.
Yeah, we are, but stick around because after this break, we're going to talk with Josh Olerud again, and he's going to come in, he's going to tell us all about the Railriders, the Yankees, a little bit about his career as well, too. And then even after that, too, we're going to have a very special guest coming up your way.
Out of Left Field is brought to you in part by Coordinated Health, Hazleton Campus.
Welcome back to this special edition of Out of Left Field. I'm John Eric Poli, being joined by the host of Out of Left Field himself, Ken Cara. And how about those players, man? They're awesome.
Listen to the song, man, if it's meant to be. One of the joys of coming to the ballpark, man. There's kind of something for everybody here, you know. You could just jam out or enjoy. But yeah, the players were great. So was Josh. Josh Olerud, the GM and president, was so great. We talked to him twice. Here is John's interview with Josh.
Question number one. This Hazleton native played for the Railriders in 2014 and still works for you guys right now.
That's a tough one, but I'm going to have to go with Mr. Russ Kanzler.
That's correct, the one and only. All right, question two. Which Hazleton native is a current Major League Baseball manager and recently won a World Series?
Mr. Joe Madden, one of my, I think, you know, a guy, I've never met him, but from the outside looking in, he seems like like the player's coach, like the guy that you want to play for. Looks like he has great personality, so I'm a big fan of his, and I think it's unbelievable that, you know, he still gives so much back, you know, to his hometown and still so much involved. It's pretty, he's a pretty impressive man.
Yeah, he is really respectable too, and I've interviewed him a couple times. Such a great interview, a great person. Joe's the man in Hazleton there.
And I mean, if you're hanging out with Bill Murray, I mean,
yeah,
you gotta be cool, right?
Exactly. All right, Josh, let's go to question number 3 here. How do you spell Hazleton?
This is probably where I'm gonna, Hazelton.
Oh, close. It's a very Thomas.
L-E.
L-E.
Yeah. I'm not a good speller either.
Yeah, well, you know, we'll give you a half on that, 2.5, because you immediately knew what mistake that you made. So, all right, question number 4. Hazleton is known as the Power City. Which famous inventor really brightened the residents' lives of Hazleton by being one of the first cities to get the electric power?
I'm gonna have to guess Edison.
You're correct, Thomas Edison. Look at that, good guess.
Yeah, pulled that one out.
All right, so now this next question, you might have heard this word before, but maybe in different terms. See, I'm from Pittston originally, so we always say henna. Hazleton, they say henna, but either way, it's gonna mean the same thing. Do you know what exactly henna or henna means? I'll use it in a sentence for you. The Railriders are a great team, henna.
Don't you think?
Well, close, isn't it right? Isn't it right?
That's what it means?
Yeah, that's what it means. You can't use it as an answer, you have to use it as a question.
I have heard it, and I think I just thought it was somebody like mumbling, because I'm a big mumbler.
Okay.
But now it makes a lot of sense.
All right, so last question for you, and this one you definitely should know. So, what was the Railriders' nickname before they became the Railriders under the Yankees organization?
We were the Yankees.
Exactly, you're correct.
Yankees. And you know, to this day, after Tampa changed their name to the Tarpons, there used to be a long line of Yankee affiliates as Yankees, and other than Staten Island, I think they're the lone one now. So you know, it used to be a chain, kind of like a chain of command. So yeah, and I think that comes with the brand identity. You know, I think that it's great that, you know, our predecessors before us changed that, because I think it does allow us to kind of be creative with it. But we're still proud of the Yankee name. We throw it after everything we use.
All right, Joshua, you did pretty good on that. You got 4 questions right, and there was 2 that you were, right on the cusp of. So yeah, overall it was a great performance. And for taking that Hazleton quiz, I got you a little something here. Here's a box of Frankie's cold pizza. It's great in the Hazleton area. Everyone loves it. So that's for you in the front office there. You guys eat that right up.
I was impressed with Josh, man, taking the Hazleton test. I mean,
pretty good too.
Yeah, and he was so surprised with spelling Hazleton wrong, which is kind of right. I mean, that's a trick question.
We're going to be going to just for a little bit. We're going to do a little transportation here.
Magic of television.
That's it, man. I tell you. But yeah, we're going to be heading back to the Hazleton studio with our very special guest. Luckily, we have a Hazleton Night special, and I invite Russ Kanzler to the studio. Russ, thanks for being here. And Russ brought a special guest, Ricky Goykin, who is a corporate ticket sales accountant executive. Ricky, that's quite the title you have there. Hazleton Night is coming up pretty soon. And I remember last year on Hazleton Night, you were saying how you were running around more on that night than you probably ever did in your whole baseball career. So, you ready to run around again?
Absolutely, man. I said this year maybe I'll throw the mascot costume on, do something different. You know, it's our third year doing it. Obviously excited. It's a great opportunity for the Railriders to kind of make our presence known in this community, and for Hazleton to just enjoy a night as a community, showcase ourselves, the businesses that we have, the nonprofits, you know, some of the things that we have going on in the community. Enjoy a night at the park. We have a Friday night this year, which is fantastic. I think a lot of people will be able to make it up. So I'm always excited for it.
All right, now we're gonna go over to Ricky here. Ricky, I was joking about your title before. It's very long. Kind of explain exactly what you do with your role.
Yeah, so there's actually 4 of us in the office, and the 4 of us kind of split the northeastern Pennsylvania area. Obviously now I'm down in Hazleton. I handle some of the back mountain area as well, even up to North Scranton. But what we do is we meet with businesses at their location. You know, anyone who has the time to kind of sit down with us and just talk Railriders baseball. What we're trying to do is really just get ingratiated in the area.
And what's it like working for the Railriders? Because it seems like everybody seems to have a blast that works there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a dream come true. I never was athletically gifted, but loved sports. So had the opportunity to stay with sports, you know, in this capacity. I grew up a Yankee fan. I'm from New York, so this is really, like I said, it's a dream come true. Get to, you know, while there's not a whole lot of baseball watching that occurs, it's really just cool to say that I work for a New York Yankees affiliate, you know, and the Scranton, Wilkes-Barre area, and Hazleton as well has been great to live in and work with. You know, really receptive, and it's been a blast for sure.
And now, Russ, you're in this new role, you know, being on the business side of baseball. How's it going? You're in it for what, about 3 years now?
Yeah.
I mean, you getting used to it?
Yeah, I am. You know, I still consider myself a baseball player. I think I'll always think of myself as a baseball player, but to be involved in the game in any capacity is great, and to work in our community with the Railriders to help promote the game that I love and the town that I live in is a tremendous way to make a living.
And Russ, I remember when you first took that job, it was really funny because you said, you know, you were in a nice suit and all that, and you said, I'm not used to being in a suit. I'm used to always being in a baseball uniform.
This is the most you'll see me dressed up. I put the suit back away and got back to reality. But you know, it was a fun transition for me. Certainly would love to still be playing the game, but like I said, to be involved in baseball. And I learned so much about what goes into just putting a good product on the field, from, you know, the fan engagement to the team to working with our sponsors. I don't think I really had a grasp on that when I was playing, and certainly have a level of respect now for guys like Ricky and everyone in the front office and what they do to help really just make it an enjoyable experience for people when they come up to PNC Field.
And earlier we were talking to Josh Olerud, and he was telling us about how he kind of took you under his wing a little bit and had to teach you the business side of baseball. So you just talk about your relationship with Josh and kind of what he taught you.
Josh is great. He's a great leader for the organization. Since he's come in, we've seen, you know, a lot of growth, a lot of excitement again about Railrider baseball. He doesn't have an easy job. I mean, we're in northeastern Pennsylvania. We have, you know, we're competing with really large markets in the AAA affiliate. We have Indianapolis and Charlotte and Durham and Louisville, and then we have Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and, you know, we're trying to compete on that level. But he's a great guy behind the helm, and he has helped me out a lot. I mean, coming in as a high school grad with, you know, zero experience in business whatsoever, he certainly has given me a lot of leeway and helped me to develop myself in that respect.
John and Josh were really on the henna side of things earlier today when we were talking about using the word henna, and I don't know how I felt about that, but cultural area, Northeast PA differences aside, we had a lot of fun here today at PNC Field. They're getting ready to play the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs tonight, big rivalry, which is pretty cool. We're getting you ready for August 3rd, Friday, August 3rd. It's Hazleton Night, also Pierogi Night. Please be there if you're from our area. Come out. It's very cool. There's a bunch of people from Hazleton here.
We're going to be here. That's
we're going to be
We're going to be here. You want to hang out with us?
Along with a bunch of the players who you saw, and of course Josh Olerud. He said, "Stop, say hi." John, this was a pleasure. Thank you for.
Thanks for having me. I'm getting this more on.
We will. Thanks for helping out today. We hope you enjoyed our Hazleton Night Out of Left Field special.